What is it? What's good, YouTube? What's good, everybody? Um, so today's video is about Daniel Jones. Now, I don't really have any Giants. I don't have any more Giants gear. Um, I had the hat and I had the bracelet, but I ripped it, threw it in the garbage because I was just fed up with this team. You know, like every single year, this team just goes backwards. When they made the playoffs in 2016, it was a step in the right direction. And then they just went backwards. You know, and I'm trying to think to myself like, is Daniel Jones really the problem? Is he the problem or is he the solution? Because I can go back and see and say, okay, Daniel Jones may not be the problem, but he probably is the problem. Okay, the simple fact that I think if you have to blame anybody, is Dave Gettleman. Dave Gettleman knew that his job was on the line. It's been on the line, you know. So he knew his job was in jeopardy. So what did he do? He went out and drafted Daniel Jones. Now nobody knew who Daniel Jones was. Nobody had Daniel Jones in any mock draft. He was probably top five. You know how they do those mock mock drafts. Like he was probably tied sixth, fifth on mock boards, but nobody really paid attention to him. You know, so I think no, actually I don't think I know. I think Dave Gettleman sabotaged this team. I think Dave Gettleman set this team back 5 years. Because you know how they say that if you don't draft a quarterback and you don't develop him right, it could set your team back 5 years. Like look at their Jets, look at the Redskins. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the answer neither. I think the Jets need to go into the draft and draft a quarterback that they know that it's going to lead them to the future. Okay, Aaron Rodgers is a nice piece, but he's not the main course. You know what I'm saying? Um, the Browns struggling to find their quarterback. Who else? The Browns, the Jets, the Washington Commanders. Now the Washington Commanders have a quarterback. So we'll see how they build around him. Hopefully it's not another RG3 fiasco. Um, so I think I know Dave Gettleman purposely sabotaged this team because he know he was going to get fired, and he obviously did get fired. Because if you look back, if you really look back at that, if you really look at the Carolina Panthers draft record, they've drafted some pretty good talent, from Luke Kuechly to CMC to Cam Newton, to John Beeson, to Thomas, to Norman. Like they accumulated a lot of draft picks, and they not accumulated, but they maximized their draft picks to the full potential, and they got a Super Bowl appearance out of it. Even though they didn't win the Super Bowl, they got a Super Bowl appearance out of it. So imagine what Dave Gettleman could have done for this team if he had his head on right. Imagine if all the good draft picks that they could have accumulated if Dave Gettleman had the resources that he had over there in Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So is Daniel Jones the answer? No, I've been saying Daniel Jones is not the answer. I gave a pass. I gave him a pass his rookie year because that's what I do to all players. I give a pass to their. I give a pass. I give a pass to them their rookie year. Whether they stink, whether they play well, I gave a pass to them, but I do expect them to blossom year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6. It took Eli Manning, what, 2004, 5, 6, 7? It took Eli Manning 4 years to win his first Super Bowl. And then it took him another 2008, 9, 10, 11. So it took him another 4 years to win him his second Super Bowl. Daniel Jones is in year what, 6? Like, come on, what are we doing? The writing is on the wall. I mean, if Giants fans wants to be so blatantly stupid and don't see the picture, then that's their fault. If they still clinging and holding on to Daniel Jones, like, dude, let that go. He's not the answer. He never was the answer. And I don't think he's gonna go out and prove everybody wrong because the way he was set up. You see, Daniel Jones was in a very poor structure when he was with the Blue Devils. Okay. The Blue Devils are more of a basketball city than anything. They were never meant to be a football team. Like, if you see Duke, you look at all the great Duke players that came from Duke in basketball, like, come on. Kentucky, Duke, they're all basketball cities. They're not football cities. Cities, I'm not going to say cities, but countries that develop the greatest talent in football usually comes from the South. Randy Moss, Michael Strahan, Tiki Barber, Eli Manning. They're all drafted from the South. Up north is mainly, basketball territory, mostly, you know. So when Duke, well, not with Duke, when Daniel Jones was at Duke, he wasn't playing with much. He wasn't playing with much at all. Okay, he wasn't playing with much at all. He had a lot of backups, and that's why I say that sometimes there's a difference between quarterbacks that can play with less and quarterbacks that can play with more. Which one are you? Or can you do both? Are you ambidextrous? Can you do both? Can you write with your left hand and right? Can you write with your left hand and right hand? Or can you only write with your left and not your right? Daniel Jones, outside of Saquon Barkley, he never had a true number one. And that's the thing that urges me, because that whole number one wide receiver crap is stupid. It's a dumb logic. Because look at all the receivers Eli Manning went through. Toomer, Plaxico, Smith, Manningham, Nix, Cruz, Beckham. If you want to throw Ruben Randall in there, none of those receivers slowed him down. Now, obviously, he did get old, and obviously his mechanics wasn't there no more. He was overthrowing receivers. His mechanics was just not there. It was dead shot. So when Odell Beckham Jr. got drafted, right? When Odell Beckham Jr. got drafted, we said he was touched by the hands of God. When Saquon Barkley got drafted, who was the GM of that? Dave Gettleman, right? So it wasn't really Joe Shane and Brian Dable's guys, Again, Daniel Jones isn't tied to Brian Dable and Joe Shane because that's not who they drafted. I'm pretty sure when the time comes for them to draft the quarterback that they want, he's going to be polished and he's going to be quarterback ready. And whatever pieces that was here when Daniel Jones was here, it's still going to be here. Again, Daniel Jones had nothing to work with at Duke. Daniel Jones is the type of person that you need to surround him with weapons. Now, again, Daniel Jones, he can play less with more. He can't play more with less. So that means that you're going to have to. It's more of a rhythm thing. It's more of a timing thing. He's gonna have to spend a whole lot of practice with Malik Neighbors because he already played with the others already. Because like he knows what to do when Jalen Hyatt, Slayton, Robinson. They're not the best receiving core, but they're pretty decent. You add Malik Neighbors to the mix, he could take the top off of a defense. So they're going to have to double team him. So that's going to leave a lot of one-on-one with, Jalen Hyatt can also take the top over the receiver. Over the defense, and then you got Robinson coming off his biggest performance last year. Hopefully he can carry on to that. Establish your tight end, establish your running game, and then this Giants team could be looking pretty decent. But it all falls down to Daniel Jones. It's not the defense. And I hope Burns turn out to be a stud. Because if he's not, then the Carolina Panthers already fleeced the New York Giants. Because why would you give up your best pass rusher knowing that the Giants are lacking in that department? The Giants are always falling for the okie doke. Like I remember not years ago, but when they had Nate Soldier, right? Nate Soldier was Tom Brady's best pass blocking offensive lineman. But when we had him, he was a shell of himself. He acted like he forgot how to block. Oh, I'm not blocking for Manning. I'll probably block for Peyton Manning, but not Eli. Or when we got Kenny Galladay. He didn't do dilly crap over here. We overpaid for him, both. Don't you see the writing on the wall, Giants fans? We overpaid for an offensive lineman. We overpaid for a receiver, and now we overpaying for a freaking defensive end who we gave our second-round draft pick to the Panthers. I think it's for next year. I think it was pick second round 49. So it's not really down in the dumps when you look at it. But still, draft picks are draft picks, man. Like, this is not the NBA where you could just throw a whole bunch of draft picks and, you live with the results. Every single draft pick in the NFL is valuable, from the 7th to the 1st, because you can get great talent at any round, Tom Brady, look how long Aaron Rodgers had to sit, so you can get great talent at any round. You just got to know how to scout. Okay. So going back to what I was saying before, we got Kenny Galladay. The only thing he did was lead us in receiving yards. That's the only thing he did. It was lead us in receiving yards. Other than that, he didn't do dilly crap. Okay, and now again we're overpaying for a defensive end. So again, if you don't see the writing on the wall, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I've been a Giants fan since 2024. No, not since 2024. I've been a Giants fan since 2004. Okay, this is when Tom Coughlin and Eli Manning got together. Because I was more of a basketball head than anything. I didn't really have a football team yet. But my Knicks was doing so poorly, I just had to, turn a new leaf. It was either baseball or the NFL, which I didn't know diddly crap of neither one, but it all falls down to Daniel Jones' shoulder. If Daniel Jones play well, this team can somewhat make noise. If Daniel Jones digress again, because not too long ago I was watching footage of him throwing, just to his receivers. he's still the same. He's still the same. He's still staring down his receivers, not going through his progression. Like he was just staring down. I don't know if that was Robinson. I think that was Robinson, number 17. He was staring him down the whole time. Now imagine if that was a DB. You know how DBs are sneaky. They could just, jump the cut, right? Hold on, let me show y'all. Because y'all think I'm lying. Hold on. Like it just doesn't change. He's still the same. Nothing has changed, and nothing will change about him. And I'm not nitpicking on him. Now I hope he can prove everybody wrong. But when your GM selects a quarterback that isn't right, for the team, and that isn't right for the organization, that isn't right for the organization, it sucks. Hold on. It's not showing me because I thought I saw. Let me see. Last hour today. Well, I can't really find it, but I'm gonna play this clip. It's called Bleacher Report. The Daniel Jones era in New York continues. You couldn't draft a quarterback if you wanted to. You still owe me at least $40 million. You really gonna walk away from Danny Dimes? No, no, please don't draft a quarterback, please. I'll do anything. We're saying neighbors. Yes, yes. But the video that I saw, it was just him, throwing to his receivers. But the way that he was throwing into his receivers is the same way that he was throwing it to them last year. Like he doesn't go through his progression. And that's why I say it's more of a coaching thing, because that's probably what he was taught in Duke. You know, just one read, boom. So um, yeah, it sucks, and I know a lot of Giants fans are fed up with them because you know, you, like you've got to get your act together. Because if you don't, okay, so Daniel Jones is under contract for the next 2 years, right? This year and then next year and then the year after that. I think 2026. 2026. No, 2026. He's gonna be a free agent. So because he signed a 4 year, what, $40 million deal. So he only has to serve the first 2 years, and then he's gonna be a free agent come 2026. Um, or he may not even be on the team that long. You know, even though they cut him, we'll live with the results. I mean, I don't know how much the luxury tax is or how much it'll affect our cap hit. Um, but we'll take it. It's better than just holding on to him because he's not their pick. And you could see they were in the same position, and they drafted a receiver. Now imagine if they drafted JJ McCarthy. Now you have one, two, three, four. Now you have four quarterbacks on the roster. I wanted a quarterback. I just felt like it was time to move off of Daniel Jones. I don't care if you trade him, cut him. I'll live with the results. I'll live with the results. Because we still have Saquon Barkley, so that's fine enough. That's fine enough. Whatever we could get back for Daniel Jones, we could get back for Daniel Jones. But they didn't do that. They let Saquon Barkley walk for nothing. They let Xavier Kenny walk for nothing. At least get something back for them. I mean, you gave a fucking second round pick to the Panthers for Burns. And if he doesn't pan out, then what? Like the Giants is always making these dumb, stupid decisions. It's kind of like my Knicks like 20 years ago, you know? Like my Knicks would fucking overpay for players, and we overpaid for Bargnani, we overpaid for broken down Joakim Noah. It's like the Giants are resorting back to my Knicks that was like 20 years ago. Like it just doesn't make it's embarrassing. The Giants are not making smart business moves. Like if you know a team is trying to get rid of a effing player, and you know that player is not good enough, like Darren Waller. Darren Waller was a massively disappointed player because we thought, okay, yeah, he got injured, but the year before that, he balled out 1,000 yards. I think he had like 91 receptions for like 12 or 13 touchdowns. And then he got hurt, and then he tried to bounce back, but the the Raiders already saw the writing on the wall. So what they do? They fleece the New York Giants. They say, "Hey, you want a very good, high productive tight end? You can take him. Hey, Patriots, or hey, Giant, it's the Patriots. You want a very good offensive tackle, a Nate Soldier who's been blocking for Tom Brady? You can have him." And what do? As suckers as they are, they're gonna fall for it and get him, overpay for him, and get no production out of him. When you look at the past, when the Giants did do it right, Shaun O'Hara came from the Browns. Very good productive year. Antonio Pierce came from the Washington Redskins at the time. Very good, high productive year. Plaxico from the Steelers. Very good, productive year. So where did it all go wrong? Why is the New York Giants converting back to stupidity? It doesn't make sense. This is why I say don't do business with business, or don't mix business with business. You know, like when the Giants were great, they knew right from wrong. You know, like they wasn't the Cowboys where they was just oh look at me, I signed this and that. The Giants was making under the radar key moves that nobody was paying attention to. Now the Giants are converting back to making freaking stupid decisions. Now, do I think the Giants overpaid for Burns? Of course they did. And watch him take probably like week 5 to pop. He may not even pop week 1 because obviously they're still learning the offense. They're still learning the defense. Because obviously Panthers defense is different from the Giants defense. So what they do with the Panthers may not suit him here. And I hope to God that's not the truth. I hope to God that Burns can come in here week 1 and wreak havoc, be the second coming of Justin Tuck, which I highly doubt. Because at least we groomed Justin Tuck, we groomed JPP, we groomed OC. When Michael Strahan left, we were still solid. We were still solid. We may not have been great with him. Well, we was great with him, but we could have been even better with him. But obviously his body was breaking down, and he's been with the Giants for so long. He decided to call it quits, which I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. Um, I wish he would have stuck around a few 3 more good years, but his body was just giving up on him. Um, because this is exact. Because y'all remember when we got John Beeson? Yeah, I remember when we got John Beeson from the Panthers. He was injury prone. Even in the video game, I remember Madden 11, I believe, with Drew Brees on the cover. I'm not sure if he was on the game. No, 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 no. It was Madden 13. It was Madden 13 with Odell. I'm tripping. It was Madden 13 with Odell. No, Madden 16. My bad. Madden 16 with Odell. He was injury prone. He had a 94 injury rate on Madden. 94. And that's when we had like we had a lot of good veteran linebackers. But again, it goes to show you, stop doing business with people that it's not good. It's not good. All this Buffalo connection, New England connection, Panthers. Like, no, stop all this buddy buddy crap. That next month I'm gonna do my New York Giants schedule uh predictions, because I've seen it, but I just haven't had the time to go through it um like everybody else is. Because there's really nothing to talk about in the summer anyways. So next month, obviously, everybody's gonna be ready. Everybody's gonna be getting ready for preseason. Even though there's only 3. Because I remember back in '04, there were like 5 preseason games. Now it's just reduced to 3. Like, but anyways, man, it just pains. It just pains me to say that, because I want Daniel Jones to succeed, but he's coming from Duke. Like, when is the last player from Duke that popped in the NFL? Not really. Duke is more of a basketball town than it is a football town. Everybody knows that. So it hurts me to say that, but Daniel Jones is not the answer. He's not. He's not. And Giants fans need to get that out of their minds. He's not. He's not Eli Manning. He's Daniel Jones. So the Giants are probably going to have to draft a quarterback for next year, because PFF have them winning 3 games. Their prediction, they have them winning at least 3 or 6 games. despite their record or despite their schedule, they have them finishing 3-15. Some have them finishing the same record that they had last year. So, writing's on the wall. Dan Jones is not it. Giants fans, like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, take care of yourself and each other.